This is one of the strongest opening recommended for white, and you can crush your opponent in just 21 moves like Mikhail Botvinnik did against Emanuel Lasker. I myself play this opening many times and I crush my opponent very easily, who is rated 2200 plus on chess.com. So without further ado, on to the video. Mikhail Botvinnik with the white pieces opens the game with his knight f3 ready opening, but we will transpose this game into Catalan after few moves. You will see after this e6, bishop is now coming on g2 square. This is the main idea of the Catalan. Bishop is coming on g2, bishop e7, and we just castle. And with this last move, after this castling, we play this d4 and we transpose the game into this closed Catalan because it did not capture on this c4. And this knight is now jumping on e5 square, so you just want to prevent it by the knight move. And this bishop would be very active, so you just want to prevent that. And this is the main idea of the Catalan. After this, we just develop the knight and we don't care about this pawn if you really want to just pick up this pawn. Here, Emanuel Lasker just goes for this pawn and now we strike in the center with this pawn push. But you can also ask, can we just develop this bishop here? Obviously not, because against this Catalan, this knight is now jumping on d5 square and pressurizes this bishop and the knight, and you would have to waste a tempo by going back with the bishop. And if you really want to capture in the center, this black is just enjoying the free pawn, as all the pawns are just pretty much protected and you won't have anything better in this position. That is why bishop cannot be developed, and now we strike with this pawn push. We have this c6 and you just want to play the pawn push to strengthen this pawn. So that is why the main idea here is to just push the pawn and don't allow this straight away pawn push. It's obvious in the last move you cannot really go for this because knight is controlling this square pretty well. So that is why after this pawn push, c6 is the most idea and you want to prevent this pawn push. And the best move here is to push the pawn, or you just play the bishop here. But I just want to show you the move. If you don't play these two moves and you just play a natural developing move like this pawn push, prevent this bishop diagonal, this would be a very silly move, because now after this pawn push there is no way to strike in the center, so you just want to strike with this pawn push. But after this capture and you capture here, we capture with the knight. With this last move, with this knight jumping on this c5 square, this knight is coming on d3 and this is really catastrophic for white. Even if you just take here, rook is attacking this queen, but we just block with the bishop. And now even you play this knight here attacking the rook, this knight is coming on this d3 square, very strong knight, and pressurizes your knight, and this would be really winning for black because your all pawns are really connected and you can win for sure. That is why we cannot play any of the moves and we need to play this bishop here or the a4. In the game this a4 was played after this pawn push, but I will show you this bishop move which is super exciting. And now if you really go for this pawn push, we strike in the center just like previous moves, and once you capture with the knight, you need to capture with the knight. Queen capture, we attack the rook, and once you don't have any good square for the rook, so you want to play the knight move, protecting this rook, attacking the queen, and we just capture here. And this pawn is isolated, this pawn is isolated, so it is not completely winning, but you are in a very good position. Your knight is coming here, or you can just attack the queen, and this is pretty much good for white. But you can also ask, can we play this time this knight move coming on this d3 square? Obviously not, because we have this knight here, capture, and once you capture with the queen, in the last move this bishop was already stuck on c1, but with the last move when we played this bishop on f4, now we have this bishop slicing this diagonal and you are completely lost. So that is why this bishop here is super exciting move, and you can just give a try in your games. But in the game, this a4 was played, and which is the super exciting idea. You just don't want to allow this pawn push, and if you really want to just jump with the knight here, we will just push the pawn, and or if you just play any other moves, we will just advance this pawn to a5, so your knight would be stuck there. So Emanuel Lasker himself played this pawn push and now freed up this square for the knight, so you can just save this pawn. But this is all the theory, and you can just play queen e2, we just go for this, and you come with the knight. But still it is playable, and we can pick up this pawn very easily. But you don't want to play the knight move here, because queen capture blunders a pawn for free. So you need to play this rook on d1 square first, protect the pawn, and now you want to play this bishop on b4, because this bishop was not doing, and you just want to develop your queen also on this e7 square. So this is super exciting, and you can obviously directly go for this, but we just wait for one moment and we just can play the pawn push, or we just play this knight move straight away. Obviously I just want to show you, after you just play this would be slightly bad, because after you take this, knight is now capturing the free pawn, so this would be a mistake. So after this bishop comes here, we just want to jump with the knight. After this a rook is coming in the center, so first we jump with the knight, and now there is nothing better. You can just play this queen e7 developing move, and you just want to play this bishop, bringing the last piece in the game. But we are not in hurry to capture this, so you can also play the bishop move. Black played this bishop here, now we just capture here, capture. Queen is coming now into the game, and here the other mistake by this Emanuel Lasker pushing this pawn. And both the moves are just winning. You can just capture here, or you can just go back with the queen, because you just want black to capture here, so that this pawn and this pawn would be isolated. So you just want to retrieve the queen, and you just don't want to capture because your pawn is isolated, and you want to play the rook move. So we capture here, but now we have completely won the game, but we need to find the very specific idea with this pawn push. And if you really want to jump in the center, then you are just blundering a pawn, and we reach the position from the thumbnail. After this, knight is just going back, so you just need to go back with the knight. But this is the best move recommended for black, but Emanuel Lasker just went back with the knight, and now the pawn push. And if you really want to consider this capture here, then you will suffer this pawn push, and this is a really passed pawn, and you will just lose the game. So that is why after this pawn push you don't want to take here, and you take here attacking the queen and also this bishop, and this is completely lost. In the game, this queen capture, this pawn was played, and this is completely crushing. We just play this bishop capture, and now we are picking up the free bishop, and this is completely lost. So after this, Mikhail Botvinnik played this knight capture the bishop. Emanuel Lasker just resigned the game on this 21st move. I will also show you the other example. After you just play the queen move, just don't want to capture, still you can just eliminate this, and after this you can play a very simple this bishop move and trap this rook here. Your pawn is very active, and you can just win the game straight away. So what an amazing game from Mikhail Botvinnik in this Catalan opening, and you should also give a try. I will be taking more videos on the Catalan, because if I talk about all the ideas in the same video, this would be quite long. So see you soon in my next video. Till then, you can take the subscription to enjoy this free content on Facebook, as your money contributed here on Facebook will just improve the audio and video quality, and go in chess research, openings and other games. So, what are you waiting for? Take the subscription right now and I will be obliged to you ever. So, see you soon in my next video.